Welcome to our third lesson, where you'll learn more about stealth gauges and how to leverage them to determine bias in the market. In your previous lessons, you were focused on the trading opportunities triggered by market inefficiencies that you could reliably identify using your perception, commitment, equilibrium, and short-term sentiment gauges. Now, although these opportunities are a very good foundation for your basic trading, your overall profitability will be dramatically improved by tracking prevailing market sentiment. In other words, market bias. Now, bias is based on a simple and established fact. Human attention and actions are often influenced by others, going with the flow versus sticking your neck out. Well, why is that? Well, for starters, when you don't have enough information to be confident with a decision, you take great comfort in knowing where the herd is going. In fact, the latest discoveries in behavioral psychology conclusively prove that we mimic the actions of others. Even though humans have intellectual superiority, in many ways we still behave like a herd of cows, a school of fish, or a flock of birds. And this is also true with large groups of people who are trading market securities. Once they make up their minds, they continue to exhibit their preferences towards buying or selling for a prolonged period of time. This is known as market bias and is determined by the market participants' overall bullish or bearish sentiment. Now, knowing the market bias is a tremendous advantage. If you're with market bias, then you can stay longer with your trade. If you're against the grain, then you know to jump out. So what gives you this knowledge and this trading advantage? The answer? Stealth and our proprietary and world's only real-time sentiment spectrum gauges. They measure market participants' order placing activities and they extract sentiment over multiple time frames. Now, you have 5 sentiment gauges on your Stealth Analytics dashboard. Each of them reads the sentiment of traders in a specific time frame. The short-term sentiment gauge captures the last 50 trades and typically shows the sentiment of very short-term momentum traders. The 5 and 15-minute time frame based gauges are considered to be the indicators of the middle-term traders' sentiment that generally reflect traders' bias over the next few hours of market activity. The 30 and 60-minute sentiment gauges, well, they reflect trading behavior over the next 1 or 2 days. At the heart of each of your sentiment gauges is a comb of frequency filters. These filters are capable of extracting and separating the activities of 55 different segments of traders that are visible at the specific time frame. For example, the scalpers, the day traders, swing traders, position traders, long-term portfolio managers, etc. Altogether, they form the market bias by vividly exhibiting their sentiment through their order placement activities. In each of your sentiment gauges, the bias of the most frequent trading segment is placed in the middle of the histogram that we call the sentiment spectrum. The less active trading segments are placed to the left and right. This type of ordered display makes the visual representation of the entire sentiment gauge very intuitive to use. Your most important segment is dead center in your field of view, but your peripheral vision always keeps you abreast of what else is happening in the marketplace. Next, we need to determine whether sentiment is bullish or bearish. If the majority of lines are pointing up, then it's bullish, and you need to consider a long position. If the lines are pointing down, then the market's bearish, and you need to consider going short. The strongest bullish sentiment is presented by the spectrum where all the bars form an almost perfect triangle pointing upwards. Of course, the opposite holds true for the bearish sentiment. The question we need to answer now is, how fast is it changing? Well, your answer lies in the colors of the sentiment bars. The lighter the color, the faster the sentiment is changing. Blue says more bullish, while red signals more bearish. There is, of course, an infinite varieties of shapes and color combinations that a trader can experience by observing their sentiment gauges. However, with just a little bit of practice and experimentation, an average skilled trader should develop very accurate bias classification skills in no time at all. Let's take a look at some of the typical strong bullish sentiment spectrums. And here are some of the strong bearish sentiments. Now, one of the advantages of Stealth is we offer 5 sentiment gauges. The short term should only be used to identify the strength of the immediate trading momentum. The other 4, well, they give you a long-term horizon, and the more they're aligned, the stronger they should influence your decision to buy and sell. To summarize, it's important to understand what type of markets you're trading in. If your market exhibits a strong bullish sentiment, well, then stay longer in your long positions and jump out of your short trades at the first sign of the market momentum reversal. And of course, if you find yourself in a strong bearish market, hang on to your short positions, but be very cautious about your longs. The more you master your skill of reading the market bias, the more profitable you'll become with Stealth Analytics, letting your profits run and cutting your losses short. And we know that's the mark of a great trader. Well, that's it for lesson 3. Remember, keep practicing, learn how to identify and react to market bias so that you can trade even more profitably with Stealth.